You're on.
We're on. We're going to call this meeting to order here at 9:30. And the first item on the agenda is the welcoming of guests. Ruben, you got anything you want to?
No, sir.
All right. Third item, are they going to delay the William Brady and Rose Gonzalez from West Star?
Yes, due to the rescheduling of the board meeting. We'll
Okay.
be here
In November. Okay. All right, next is the minutes. If y'all would review the minutes, please. If anybody sees any corrections. The meeting, the first meeting is on the 7th of September. Anybody see anything on that meeting?
No, sir.
Indar?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to accept as presented.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, next meeting was on the 14th of September. Don't show any of my scratching either, evidently.
14th or 26th?
The 14th, right?
Yes, the 14th.
And we have actually 4 meetings,
4 sets of minutes.
4 sets of minutes.
That's the one when Rolando came and made his speech, right?
Yes.
Yes. You all see anything?
No, sir.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
By Endor, second by Larry. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Third set, dated 23rd.
23rd.
It was a telephonic meeting, wasn't it? Yes. And you can see there wasn't a whole lot of stuff done there.
Not too much, huh?
Okay, motion to accept.
Moved.
So moved by Endor,
I moved.
second by Larry. All signify by saying aye.
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 And then the last minute was also via telephone on the 27th. Very similar to the previous.
The previous,
Motion to accept, signify by saying, by Larry, seconded by Endor. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
See, I'm learning this trick or two from
You
Johnny.
learned how to speed it up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, on the 5th, we got Mary, your turn.
For the month of September, we just have one CD that matured this month in October,
Okay.
and we'll show on the next board meeting the rates correct.
I notice our readily available cash is 6.6. What was it last month, Mary? You remember? Our CDs, well, not readily available.
5.6.
It was
Yes,
what?
you're looking at this one shows 5.6.
Oh, yes, but and then you add the account balances and it's roughly 6.6.
Yes, it's correct.
What was it last month, do you remember?
Last month was slightly higher. We did have a CD that we had to include in the cash
Okay.
reserves.
All right. But it wasn't like 7.6 or
No,
something
sir.
like that, we didn't lose a million, did we? Okay. Okay. Gentlemen, balance sheets, and we got a cash flow.
We did receive several of the receivables this month, which will reflect in the next board meeting. The third-party limited contract payment, as well as several other invoices.
Okay, and that means that drain maintenance, that $2.5 million?
That one we still have not received.
We have not received that. And the third party, we had already received 1.8, we've gotten a little bit more.
Yes, the 657,000.
Okay, so the one that will end the, let's see, this is the end of the budget year, right? What I'm looking at,
This,
September?
October will be the last
At the end of
month.
October, okay. Do you think we'll get that 2.5 this month?
I know Mr. Liz has been working with
Yes,
El Paso Water.
or not,
I don't know if it'll come in before the,
before the end of the year?
Right.
Okay. Okay, so that's still up in the air a little bit. Okay, so that's why the discrepancy on the gross income at the moment. right, Mary? On your
Yes.
page 2 of 4, you
On
show,
revenue,
yeah, you go 7.7 versus 10.4, so most of it's that 2.5. Okay. And let's see, on the expense side, we're about $1 million under at this point, at the end of September, with October season. Okay. Gentlemen, y'all see anything on the cash flow budget or balance sheet? Do you want to ask Mary?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
If not, we'll go to the 500 check report. Okay, Tree, on page 3 of 4, the Rio Seco shows 2-day developing for 1 well, is that correct?
Yes,
4650?
correct.
Does that include supplies they're supplying, or that's
and
just
labor.
Labor.
Mostly.
Mhm.
for 2 days?
Uh-huh.
Could have paid that good when I did it, but I'd still be in.
How much is he, were you paid an hour or what?
It's actually broken down by the well.
How deep, or?
Yeah, well, we're only going, we've got Western Dewatering actually doing the drilling, and
And these
then,
come along and
and then
develop
they
it.
come in and develop it, put in the casing and all that.
Okay,
The 2-day development alone for just 1 well is 2,000, and the hours of labor is the additional charge, which is 2,650.
okay. So even our shallow wells at, what are we doing, 105 or something like that?
But the depth,
95, yeah.
90 feet.
Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've drilled one, I think it was 2008, the last ones I drilled, but that just seemed very high to me, but I don't know. Larry, have you drilled any wells
Not
recently?
lately, but yeah, I'm under the same deal, it seems a little high.
You know,
Can you
how
have a
everything's
breakdown?
going.
It'd be good to see a breakdown of what.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
get that for you.
Yeah. We should get that for us
And
next.
I think this is a well that we had problems with. They had to go in and actually take the pump back out.
Well, see, if they did complication,
Yeah.
pump removal, that makes sense, but see, for just developing, that sounds.
No, it's not just developing. Yeah, she'll give you a breakdown,
Okay,
but it was one that we did have
all right.
some problems with.
You can wait till next month, just let us see something. Okay, please. Is that mine?
I'm just curious on 43,944, big wells equipment, sir.
What page are you on there?
Page
Page 2.
2 and 4,
Oh, 944?
43,944. I'm just curious as to what it is. Power steering on a unit V6.
One of our equipment, the power steering pump, is a repair.
But it,
It had to be a big machine.
yeah, it shouldn't be that. Let me get you a breakdown on that in there.
That-
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, it's an expensive power center.
Yeah.
that part of it.
Power steering pump shouldn't be that much.
Normally, so it sounded like a big piece of equipment or
Right.
something. Yeah. Okay, then since we're questioning, go on page 3, number 43991, it's just 4 Holland mowers. And
Uh-huh.
these, have I seen those mowers? Are they brand new?
They're brand spanking new, though, the ones you all approved last budget for the drain.
Okay, I just want to see them, so they're over 100 and, wow, one,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Those were the ones that were more durable, or what you guys were explaining?
Yeah, actually, we got three or four bids, and they were the best price. We feel quite comfortable. Pete liked the equipment. He's not here right now, but
Okay.
he liked the equipment, and especially the Tiger mower,
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
remember him making that comment. that-
what he wanted.
Okay.
And so we actually saved, it was close to, I believe, $18,000 per, from a John Deere to a New Holland.
Okay,
and they're pretty nice, have been working great.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
We've just gone through the whole upper valley. We took all 4 units up the valley and went through all the drains within the city limits, and now we left 2 up there and 2 came back to the lower valley. Now we're working outside the city limits.
Taking care of Jim's club, you know, there in the back.
Yeah, well, I wanted to take care of since we're doing that agreement with the city of El Paso
Yeah.
with stormwater, we're making sure that we
Get everything cleaned up.
get everything cleaned up and where we can finalize that agreement.
Make sure the bond society comes in. No. Go ahead, Larry.
We got very few little complaints.
4392, what's that, strobe lights? Installation of strobe lights.
Okay, those are the emergency lights for the new vehicles that we installed in the vehicles, and we also installed, there's some new spotlights that the guys really like, that these illuminate maybe about 8 times better than the old spotlight. And so we replaced especially our 4 district vehicles that we utilize at night, the irrigation vehicles, and so that's what that is.
By the way, I see those on a whole lot more vehicles lately. Is that something mandated, or people just gone with it, all
the emergency
flashing
lights?
stuff?
No, the state is actually making it mandatory if you are working near a road or an intersection.
They're making it mandatory.
Yes, So we've got them installed in almost all our vehicles. So as we're getting new vehicles replaced, we are installing them on them, and they're a lot safer for the men.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see them a lot.
You can see them a long ways. I mean, there's nothing bad about them. It just, I was curious how come all of a sudden you see a
Yeah, and
proliferation.
when they changed that law, I don't know if you all are familiar with that law now, if a peace officer has pulled over a vehicle, you must pull over to the left side, away from the lane where he's stopped, so you can give him that clearance. Huh?
If you can.
If you can, yes.
Those 2-lane roads, you can.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can, but it is a law where, and they've been enforcing it, and I don't know what the fine is, but it's pretty steep. They had some state troopers that were hit and killed by vehicles,
Yeah.
so that's why they passed this new law.
And Larry, anything else?
More?
That's,
On the credit card report, you got anything? All right, let's go on to let's see here, Leland Consulting Fees Budget Report. Bill's not here. Okay. And now, let's go to the quarterly investment report. It's just, this is the quarterly report, so we need to approve the quarterly report.
Yes, the quarterly report.
And I did sign the original, Richard.
Okay. All right, do I hear a motion to approve the quarterly reports?
so moved.
Larry,
Second?
second by Indar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And now, engagement letter from Big String Company. Mary?
And this is just to proceed with the Big String Company
Okay.
for end-of-year audit
Okay.
for October 31st, 2016. Mr. Spear had sent out an email on a minor correction at the beginning of the letter,
Okay.
and they have provided that correction.
And it's already in our packet. Okay.
No, in the packet.
In the packet, it's.
Oh, but you've already corrected it?
Yes,
Okay. So we're gonna vote on the corrected.
correct.
And we do need approval of the board, do we not, for this engagement letter?
Yes.
Yes, and usually Johnny signs it.
And
Okay.
Mr.
So
C.
do you want Mr. Ivy to sign it?
On behalf of Mr. Spence.
Okay. All right. Anybody will make that motion to approve the engagement letter of Pittsburgh and Company? So moved. Larry, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, Mary, center stage. Hello, Rose.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We do have one tax adjustment. The property presently is owned by the El Paso County of El Paso. It used to be under Mr. Montes. What happened on this property, we had turned over the account to the law firm of Weinberger, Goldring, Lear, and Sampson to pursue collection. And through a discovery, it was found that discovered that this property, actually the county, and I have the quote here, says the El Paso County will take right of possession and ownership of the property, which is now known as Ted Richardson's Park. What happened here was that the order was not recorded at the county clerk's office. So the city didn't pick it up, the county, central appraisal, nor did we.
Right.
And actually, I think the county has turned it over to now the city of San Elizario, Rose?
Yes, exactly, you're correct.
Okay. All right.
Because I think the town of San Elizario had visited us concerning the working pattern.
Right.
Yes, sir. So therefore, we need to remove tax years 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015, for a total of $474.30.
Okay. I see that. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Larry and Indar seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Next.
Our next report is the 2013 through 2016 public service work assignment. Presently, we have processed 1,467 leases, collected $148,700 in processing fees. In delinquent taxes, we collected $737.04 in delinquency.
Okay.
You've collected actually 146,000,
$146,700 in processing fees.
because you said 148.
I'm sorry, 146.
Right. Excellent. Excellent.
Our next report is the 2015-2016 Lower Valley Water District assignments. There is a correction on this one. We have 355, we should do 365 leases have been processed for a total of $36,500 in processing lease fees. And there has been no delinquent taxes paid by the property owners pay those taxes.
Okay. But good signage. You got a couple done in September.
Yes, sir.
So that's good. Did we prod them a little bit, or did they just, did something happen?
You know what, sir?
Just
Honestly, I
comes in.
don't, they just came in.
Wow. Okay. So if that continues.
Our next report is the comparison between tax years 2014, 2015. September 2016, we are at 98.4101% versus September 2015, we were at 98.2740%. So we're still ahead.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
Our next report is on tax suits. We have a total of 135 pending suits. Of those, 50 have been paid in full, but we have not received notice of non-suit or release reports. But we have had 14 that have been non-suited, and that's through working with the law firm to update this listing. So those 14 will be removed.
Okay, and how about those 50? Does that mean
Those 50
will be
are,
removed next month?
because they probably haven't paid the court fees or the city taxes.
Okay.
So even though we might be paid, they still have other charges pending.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good too. That's going down.
And then I just wanted to mention really quick, in August, I had mentioned we were gonna try to contact property owners that owe between a range of $100 to $199.99. There were 343 accounts that were identified. Of those, 91 were identified with the city tax office that we have the same owner, same mailing address, but the taxes were paid by a mortgage company. We notified those 91 mortgage companies, and we had 19 of those paid in full. It was 19, actually 8, the mortgage company did request for us to send a statement from here on to the sale of the property. So our next one will be the $200 to $299.99.
Excellent. Little by little, Rose,
Little
we're
by
getting
little.
there.
Our next item is setting the assessment against irrigable lands in the El Paso County Water Improvement District boundaries, and setting the assessments against properties who use water in accordance with Texas Water Code.
Okay.
Right now, we're looking at 2016 tax rate, tax assessment at $25 per acre. The water assessment, allotment water at $20 per acre foot, and non-allotment at $20 per acre foot. And then also it's an administrative fee, which is known as a county service charge of $12 per owner.
Guys, remember we looked at this a couple of months, we've been looking at it, and it's, we're keeping it the same as we've kept it over the last 3 or 4 years, seems like. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
For the last 40 years.
And you said it after considering your budget.
Right, if we
and,
consider our
all of
budget,
your
talk about
financial
it.
information that Ms. Cortez produces.
Yes, and, so, we did a motion today to actually, set it, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, may I ask this question?
Sure.
On the spreadsheet, it shows tax exempt lands, and of course, that applies to something that's owned by an entity that is, has immunity against our taxation. But the phrase I'm not clear on, in parentheses, it says except PSB and WD, in other words, Public Service Board in the Lower Valley Water District lands. What does that mean, Rose?
Okay, that would be item G. Those are properties that have a tax exemption status, churches, schools, and also, it says except PSB lands.
See, that's the question, that's all I'm asking about is, well, I don't quite understand why.
Well, because on those, it is a contract for municipal purposes, the water. It's not gonna be for irrigation purposes, for municipal use.
Maybe you just ought to say, except for PSB and the LVWD lands, under contract,
Under contract?
or something like that. I think that's what Jim's getting.
Well, you know, you're an irrigation district,
Right.
okay? And you're not in a situation unless you get a contract approved by the Secretary of the Interior to sell water for non-irrigation purposes. And so I'm just trying to puzzle out, what are we saying here? We start out, we've got a category which is tax exempt lands, which we understand. That means if the county owns a piece of land that's exempt from our taxes, for example, or the city of El Paso, in various other tax exempt entities. What I don't understand is, why is it that we're categorizing the charge for tax exempt lands except Public Service Board and Lower Valley Water District? Because are we saying that we have some special rate as to lands that are owned by the El Paso Public Service Board or Lower Valley?
You know, and actually, to be honest, it's been like that since forever, so I just changed the numbers. But you know, you have a good point.
Well, either cross it off because
Take
those
it
are
off.
considered.
Take
Just
it off.
Take it off.
And Ms. Rose sees it differently, I think it should be deleted.
Completely.
So then all you've got is tax exempt
Yeah,
lands.
that's even
I
better.
want to try not to break a
That's even better than what I said, where you just explain, well, it's because land's under contract, yeah.
Okay.
Just-
Did you want to cover E and, F and G together for approval?
Stress that out.
The next one is setting the rate.
Yes, I think, I don't know if we can do it all in one motion, I believe.
Sure you can,
Okay.
sure you can.
We have Kathy here. Do you have any questions on the exempt properties regarding irrigation?
I remember we always had trouble on timing. Why was that? Because you have to let them know
Because you make contracts with them, and you
prior.
ask for them to sign a contract at the beginning of the year, but you don't know for sure
Yeah,
what your rate's going to be.
since we're gonna keep it the same, we're probably not gonna run into that problem this year,
Correct.
right? We hope.
Correct.
Okay, guys?
Before you vote on it, I
Yes.
just wanted to have you all look at the second page. That comes in real handy, and I always carry one of those
Yeah.
in my folder, because when I go speak or something, people always say, well, you know, you've gone up on your taxes, and that gives you an explanation from 1992 to 2016,
Great.
and it's something that Rose and I worked on putting it together so that we could show, and
Yeah,
you all
excellent.
can see what the tax rates are and what they've been in the last several years.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to carry in our pickup, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, I think we need to carry this thing around too.
Yeah, and if you'll see, from 2012 to 09, that area there, you all actually reduced the
Right.
tax rate
Right.
at one time for our constituents.
Yeah.
So that, I just wanted to point that out, because it comes in real handy. Like I say, I carry it with me all the time.
That's smart. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rip that out when I'm through.
Yeah.
Like Larry said, keep my pickup.
Give it a pickup.
I can give you some copies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because we get that all the time. Remember, the last one was Rodney, some attorney.
Dangerfield?
No, Rodney somebody. They remember wrote a real nasty letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I sent him back, I
You
had
sent him back this, I think.
Yeah, I sent him a response with the explanation, and I got back a thank you and a clarification. Thank you for the clarification.
All right.
It does come in real handy.
This is information. Is this yours,
No,
Rose?
that's-
No, that is mine. I'll
That's yours?
discuss it under
Okay, we'll discuss
Robert.
that a little bit. Okay. Then in that case, and we have reviewed all this, we've discussed it all, so, I'm happy with it, but we do need a motion to do two things. Setting the assessments, our regular water assessments for our irrigable land, and then we need to also set the contract rates.
You need to have a resolution which adopts as the tax assessment, the base tax, what's shown on this schedule, and then water assessments, the same thing, and then tax exempt lands, except that we're deleting the parenthetical.
And the administrative fees also.
So administrative fee stays the same. And all you do is have a resolution accepting and approving this schedule.
All right, what he said, didn't he? What you said? That's what I thought you said. Larry?
I'll repeat that.
And
I'll
second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
you bet. Thank you, Rose. Okay, let's see here, general manager.
Okay. I'd like to move that item A into the closed, if I
Okay.
can, because it has a potential for, in those lawsuits that we got
Okay,
pending.
and, is that all right, Jim, as far as?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so I'll move this to close.
But it's listed.
Okay, that's what okay, as long as it's listed there. All right, Judy?
Okay, and item B, yesterday was the 100th
Oh, yeah.
year anniversary celebration at Elephant Butte Dam. I took Jay, Lisa, Mary, and Bree with us to it. And there was a turnout of close to 200 people there. The governor from New Mexico was there, Commissioner Palumbo was there, Commissioner Pat Gordon was there, Congressman Pierce was there. And it was a good turnout and a good celebration. And we'll have a report by Ken Rice, was in charge of it, and he wants to actually come in November and give you all a little report and thank you all. We EP number 1 paid for part of the lunch,
Okay,
and EBID paid for the other part.
okay.
So we split it between the two districts because, you know, they always have a hard time
Sure,
with with getting approval on their finances.
sure.
So it was a good turnout. Got to speak with Commissioner Palumbo for quite a bit, and got to speak with Commissioner Pat Gordon for quite a bit, and also
But did
had,
he speak to you?
who's that?
Pat?
Oh, yes, right away.
Did
And-
Judy have to talk? Did he have to stand up and say something? Did he?
Yes, he did speak.
Very good.
And I don't know how they rated me, but you can ask them.
Well, I talked with Chewy last night, and I think he did a super job. and very beneficial to the district. And maintaining those relationships, it's obviously good when you can relate to the governor of a state, Susanna Martinez, but Commissioner Palumbo, I think he is more and more influential in the affairs of this district. And I think that was super great to have that conversation.
That's good.
So everything went quite well. We had a good visit with the governor herself and got a chance to talk to her on some issues.
The only thing missing was water flowing over the spillway, you know? I've
And
seen
actually-
those pictures, you know, and it's a shame that we didn't do that.
Actually, when you get to the top of the dam and you look at the upstream side of it, it scares you to see the levels. Yeah.
Yeah. The Elephant is a peninsula, right? It's not an island anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hadn't been an island for a long time.
Yeah, it's,
That's a shame. Elephant Head, yeah. Okay, wow.
and EBID was there in force. Robert Fabian spoke for EBID. They had 4 board members there, got to visit with them, and their attorney was there, and their engineer was there also.
All right. Their attorney meaning Steve
Hernandez.
Okay.
That very good attorney that has been with him, that lady, had to leave because she wanted retirement benefits. So, well, in a way, it's good for us because she's now working in the office of the New Mexico Land Commissioner in Santa Fe. So we have somebody that we know well, and she's a capable lawyer.
What was her name? Steve Hernandez's assistant.
Henny, Henny,
Yeah, she was out of Santa Fe.
yeah.
Has EBID replaced her, or?
I don't think so. You know,
Well, what Steve had told me is that she will still give him some help. The only reason she changed is to get retirement benefits. She's a single person, and Steve doesn't have any retirement benefits, or, I don't know, how, medical coverage and so forth. So she felt that for her own security, she needed to be in a different office, but she maintains a good relationship with Steve. He says that she will still help him on occasional Elephant View legal work.
All right.
right, and then item C, Ken Rice also wants to follow up with a report on that. Al went out actually to Caballo Dam during that cleanup. I don't know if you all recall that we had some problems there. The gates and the outlet got plugged up, and Ken Rice did an excellent job, he and his staff, in cleaning it out as much as they could at the time to get our water out and into the river. Since we closed Elephant Butte and Caballo was brought down to less than 5,000 acre-feet, and then they brought in special equipment and they cleaned that outlet. Al's got some pictures that he'll show you in November when he's here, and on how well of a job. Al was actually there the day that they finished out and got to inspect and approve their work. Do you have any comments to say, Al, on that?
You know, I think we'll wait till we have the full board, but it's, there's some additional issues we're gonna have to stay on top of over the next year, but in general, reclamation, Ken Rice, we'd like the board to recognize Ken Rice, for his dedication and his hard work. Those guys put in a lot of 20-hour days when we were in a crisis mode. You guys didn't even really probably know about it because we were able to maintain it. But there was a potential there that the whole system would have shut down, about 3 weeks before we wanted it to, right, Judy?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and he came to bat for us. We called him up, and he did a super job.
And he's made a special request, so I'm going to have him on the agenda for the November meeting.
Maybe what we could do is prepare a resolution of appreciation for you guys to consider issuing on the November meeting, if that's okay.
Yeah, what they had to work with, and it was quite dangerous.
Sounds good. And they say they've lowered Caballo to 5,000?
Yeah, it's below 5,000 right now. They are going to release some water out of Elephant Butte back in there.
Chewy, they did that, without telling us, they did that.
Oh, did they already? Okay. I know that yesterday, there was some water flowing through out of Elephant Butte. They were still running the generator, the power plant, I mean.
The fishermen probably like that small pool. I imagine there's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Since you mentioned that, you know, since we lowered Caballo,
Yeah.
we had
A flush of fish.
a lot of fish come down the system, and we have dealt with some complaints of dead fish in canals and so on. And Lisa had to handle one of the interviews with K-Fox, was it?
K-Fox.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, it just, and anyways, they moved the water on Monday without telling us, about 5,000 acre feet.
So anyway, we've dealt with that piece, taken care of whatever we could take care of with the fish. We got some questions as to, well, can't you save some of those?
Oh,
Can't
boy.
you send them back into the river? Well, evidently they didn't know that the river was drier than our canals.
Yeah, oh, boy. You know what happened this last week, and I'd never seen it before, some koi. And that's what they call the goldfish that have grown up.
Yes.
Yeah. My men found them. I said, what are these? I said, oh, those are fancy fish. Yeah, sounds up, so they kept them. Maybe they ate them. All right.
I've never had one of those. I don't know what they taste like.
Yeah, but they're like a carp. All they really are is a carp. Yeah, pretty bony, I would imagine.
So anyway, that's all I've got.
Okay, great. The allocation report, you want to comment on that, or it speaks for itself? We've ordered more acres, or is
Yes,
Robert?
Robert's not here. Robert
Okay.
took a much-deserved week off
Okay.
this week, but he left me this report on comparing water delivered on 2015 compared to this year, 2016, and you can see the numbers that we had quite an increase. Water delivered to PSB, we went from 32,982 last year to 48,426
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
15, something better, right? 15.5 almost. Wow, that's excellent. And then on our farms, same thing. Went from 89, about 90 to 115 and a half.
Yes.
Wow. About 25. Okay. All right.
And that's with the, you know, we did have those storms towards the tail end of the season before we shut
A
down.
lot of people didn't take a lot of that last
Yeah,
quarter.
a lot of water wasn't taken like we had thought it would.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
All right, next we have our district engineer. Al, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine. I can give you the numbers, I can send Jay the presentation, but, I think Chewy, for being up at the reservoir, this year, the amount of water that we have today, or this week compared to a year ago, we're down about 30%. So we're not as, the reservoirs have total storage, combined storage of the two reservoirs is, let me see if I can put it on this screen, hold on a second. Because I should have emailed it to you, Jay, but,
Go ahead, I'm connected to the deal.
the,
30% and the two reservoirs down. Don't
yeah,
write it down.
it's on a,
You lost Jay, communication.
We lost now. Volume.
Yeah, he's talking and we can't hear him.
When you clicked on your email.
I'm not connected to that computer, it's him.
Al, if you can hear us, we can't hear you. We lost you. We lost your voice.
Al, can you hear us?
We can't hear you. Oops.
He
Lost everything. Okay.
He'll call it. He'll
Well,
connect.
we're down basically, if I understood right, 30% from the
From what we
combined
were-
reservoirs from where we were last year.
Last year, that's correct.
So we're starting off 30% down.
Yes.
How does that compare from 2 years ago?
Yeah,
And
because we did go up last year, so
Yeah.
maybe we're back to where we were 2 years ago.
Yeah, I believe so.
So unless we get us,
Well,
I'll
you
get
know,
the
the original design was never intended to be a storage dam over
Correct.
from year to year. The idea was that whatever would be available for release would be slowed down and released over a 7-month growing season instead of a 3 or 4 month
Years.
period.
Yeah, I can hear you.
At the
I
end
don't
of the
have a
year, then
video
there wouldn't
anymore.
be
I don't know what's going on. It's just,
reserves
you know, unease hotel's a problem.
Okay, we can hear you
we
now.
hear you again, Al.
Anyways, we're not starting off with, we're down about 30% from last year. Of course, it's early in the season, we'll just have to wait and see.
Where does that compare to 2 years ago, Al? Is that about?
I didn't do the comparison with that. I think it's probably about the same as 2 years ago.
Okay.
So right now, there's no, we don't know, but there's no indication we'll be able to release early this year.
Okay. So keep the wells up, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, keep your guys' wells up. We may be back to a June release. We'll just have to see how the snow works.
Well, I'm sick and tired of running okay, Al, and the compact accounting, we pretty much talked about that. There's nowhere we can go right now, right?
Right, we don't even have a reasonable estimate. Reclamation is, last year, at this time, they gave us an estimate that was off like 200%, so we're not even, they haven't even provided us an estimate of how much there was some suggestion that New Mexico under-delivered, but we don't have any verification of that at this time, so hopefully by December, they'll release their estimated numbers.
Okay. Under C, you got here status of third-party construction in the canals and drains?
Yeah, I'll leave that up to Jim.
Okay.
You want to go over that?
Right now, we've got, obviously we just shut down, so we have a few projects starting up. We've had a contractor mobilize the Kennedy down here on out of the lateral, which license was approved for the housing authority. They will be constructing a pedestrian walkway across to connect the two properties. And they mobilized it last week, but really we're just, I'll be attending some pre-construction meetings this week and next week for some water line that'll be going up on the west side, about 4 miles long. They'll be going underneath the computer lateral, those have been approved as well. But Carolina has been ongoing. Yes, Carolina started the end of last year, demolition of the bridge across the Franklin Canal. They have removed the existing structure and now are starting, next month, they will be hanging the new beams. So they have to wait till we finish water season to remove the existing columns that were in the bank. And obviously coordinate with the railroad because we're expanding the railroad as well. So that's ongoing, we've had no problems. But that's really it. Next month, we'll have a couple more projects that will be starting out.
All right. Okey-doke. Well, sounds like, Pete, sounds like your turn.
Okay, well, as Jay said, we're also mobilizing for some of these larger projects that we've got going on to include the completion of the Riverside for that TWDB project that I believe we got till this year, right?
Yes, we've got it completed by this year.
So we went to Mr. Baloo and apparently we've got approval to do under the bridge at their cost. So I had off the tree there when we get there. So we got that going. We've demolitioned the Alfalfa checks and we're demolishing the Escalate Way. So you'll see some pictures here of part of the demolition. And just so you can see some of the projects that will be coming up here within the next month or so. To add little incidents like this one here, this one's on the Raleigh up there in the upper valley where the turnout separated from the pipe. And as you can see, that thing dropped about a good 2 feet below into the channel where it undermined it. So we need to go back in there and replace it. This here is the lee lateral where they bored under, or they bored under the
Comanche.
Comanche pipe bored under the leak. And you can see on the right bank there how the bank collapsed. So we had to go in there and kind of dig out that whole area to make sure that, that we didn't have any voids underneath the concrete and underneath our canal there. So that's what that machine's doing there, just going down. We went down about, I guess about maybe 10 feet. That's the turnout right upstream from there. And as you can see, that thing also settled. That's how far down we had to go. And it never fails, you know, when something like this happens and you got somebody that wants to water. So, so we had to go in there and put this temporary crossing and put our Godwin pump there to service these people on some, I believe they were watering their alfalfa, weren't they, Tree?
Right, there was 2 farmers that had planted new alfalfa that were in dire need of water, and then we had 2 other farmers that had existing crops that were wanting their last irrigation.
And it worked out perfect, you know, and we watered them, I believe it was twice a piece. And we've gone out there already and removed all our pump and hoses. All we gotta do is remove the pipe that